Welcome, Walnut. I'm Lara, but you can call me Laz, your host for Walnut Wednesday. This is your reminder to be brave, be yourself, and know that you can make the world a better place just by what you decide today. Here, I'm going to share my weekly walnuttings with you on a Wednesday. Hello, Walnut. It is me, Laz, here for another Walnut Wednesday. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I want to dive straight into this little tidbit episode and tell you, first of all, how I'm feeling, and then what I am planning to do about the big feelings. Walnut, we're coming to a time of year where I feel like the pressure is so high. The pressure is so extremely high, and I really don't know where to even begin. I feel pressured to to make sure that I am bringing you podcast episodes that are helpful. I feel pressure in a corporate context. I've just had a whole 360 change in my corporate world, which means, again, no change and no foreseeable walnut day coming back into my life back in sight. And I'm having, it's that time of year. Money feels uncomfortable. Money feels like an ever moving target. Things just feel completely scatterbrained, pressurical. Just how do I juggle all of the balls that feel like they're all just in the air? And at the same time, I'm having a little bit of a shift with Walnut Wednesday and where it's actually going, and how I can how I can monetize some more Walnut Wednesday stuff, because I don't necessarily feel like I want to create a course, or I want to I'm not in the midst of writing another book, or you know what I mean? I just feel like there's so much going on at the moment that it's bringing pressure. And I feel so not relaxed. And I can tell I'm not relaxed because my body is telling me that she's so tired. I get really sleepy at around 3 p.m. When I wake up in the morning, it's just it's like such an achievement to get up out of bed, to either go to the gym or to do walnut work. It's just everything is feeling really hard. And I just pulled a card on how to articulate myself in this episode, because like I said, I want it to still be constructical for you. I still want you to be able to take a tangible thing away from this and go, oh yeah, Laz did this. So one thing I wanted to really share with you, Walnut, is I heard in a reading from my Amy this week. She does weekly readings if you sign up to her email list. And one beautiful, beautiful quote that she sort of mentioned was that, bear with me, your thoughts are electric and your emotions are magnetic. I'll say that again. Our thoughts are electric and our emotions are magnetic. So it's kind of like the whole manifestation thing, right? Like thoughts become things. So make sure you're having good thoughts and things like that, or picking up on if it's something else. But it's sort of like, our thoughts are electric. They're currents that it's outward. It's going out into the world, potentially into manifestations or whatever. But what we're thinking has an electric current that goes out. But our emotions are magnetic, so it pulls stuff in. And it resonated to me, Walnut, when you're in a bad mood, you can tend to sort of magnetize more bad things to add to your list of your bad day. So I kind of wanted to share that with you, Walnut, because that kind of gave me a little perspective shift on okay, hang on. Am I getting sucked into the weeds of the doom and gloom and how stressed I am? And what am I giving out with my emotion? It's, I think also as a really sensitive sausage and highly emotional person, an open emotional center, especially in corporate, when I'm in an environment where everyone else is under pressure, I kind of take that on too. So when other people are emotionally charged or emotionally angry, it's magnetizing to me, and I get sucked in, and then I take it in, and then the ripple effect of that. So I wanted to share that with you. And the card that I pulled when I was sort of asking advice for this episode and how to sort of navigate through this on having magnetic emotions and things is the initiation. From the Work Your Light Oracle deck, and it says rite of passage, you're going somewhere sacred. And if you can't see this, Walnut, the card I'm holding up is like a really dark and stormy kind of like, it's not really in a cave, but it's like a dark and stormy outside, and there's a little archway with some beautiful colors going through to the other side. And that really resonates with the whole like emotions being magnetic and thoughts being electric, because we can create such big mental storms that we have to sort of navigate through and like, push through, survive through to get to the beautiful, colorful little archway that is the sacred space. So what is this episode, Walnut? No one knows. But I just wanted to kind of mention to you, Walnut, that kind of little sentiment gave me a little perspective shift, and I'm trying to just be very aware of my emotions at the moment and how I feel that way and why I feel that way and what can I do. And me being in my little masculine arrows, I just talked to Geordie about potentially just getting some lists down for the trips that we have over the New Year period, over our holiday, because we've got like lots of things to buy, like food to prepare, and also food for next week, and food prep and meal prep and all the things, that it just gets so overwhelming. So to get that out on a list, on some paper, to talk it through with you, is being currently my most quickest point of action to actually do. But I think also, Walnut, it is a really, really strange time on like a woo-woo level, where there is so much darkness circling around and looming in. And I was lying in bed this morning and I could feel like something in my throat, and I was like, that's not mine. And at first I was like, did I swallow a bug? But it's just like noticing if something is yours, with emotions or thoughts, and noticing if it's something external or you're picking it up off somebody else. And that requires lots of emotional intelligence, and that requires also a lot of strength to admit that this isn't mine. It's a boundary that you need to put in place, and walnutting is probably the best way through that, and just being honest with yourself and having those boundaries, and the emotional ones are the least tangible ones to kind of put in place, but it's just being really, really, really present with yourself and what belongs to you and what is yours. So if anything of this episode, Walnut, I just really want to remind you to come back to yourself. Take the time for yourself, reward yourself, give yourself the treats, and do just give yourself the gift of time with yourself, alone, away from all the heavy emotions, and if it's other people's emotions. And you don't have to do it all, right? You don't have to. Are there things that you can delegate to somebody else? Are there things that you wish you could delegate but you haven't actually asked? There's so much walnutting and actually asking for the support, and it takes a lot of courage to be able to do that, especially when you're the person who's been the doer, who's been the sorter-outerer, who's been the fixerer, who's been the list writer. It takes a lot of pressure. It takes a lot of pressure, a lot of courage to do that. So please be strong. You've got this. And I hope this little tidbit of wisdom brings you some form of clarity. And Walnut, please let me know how you're going. I would love to hear from you if you jump in the walnut tree. And I would also love to know, Walnut, what you need from me and how I can support you more, and what's kind of like bringing you some joy that I can potentially like respond to and respond off of. Like I say, Walnut Wednesday's having a little bit of a a shift in momentum, and something's going on here, and I don't know what, but all I can say is, referring back to this card, it's an initiation, it's a rite of passage, and the end result is going to be beautiful and colorful, but for now it's going to feel really cloudy and stormy. So if there's anything that I suggest to you this week, Walnut, is just know that there is beautiful bright colors through the archway, through the end of the tunnel. You've got this, we've got each other, and really tap into those support networks that you can delegate to, just vent to, and release those emotions. So I hope this helps, Walnut, and I hope you have a happy Walnut Wednesday. But basically, hang in there, and we've bloody got this. Have a happy Walnut Wednesday, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.